Well, it's bringing Professor Ntsikelelo Breakfast, political analyst at Nelson Mandela University, to weigh in on the formation of new political parties and what this means for South Africa's political landscape. Prof Ntsikelelo, good afternoon, and thank you for your time with us here on the SABC at this hour.
Thank you very much for having me.
So let's get straight into it. What are you observing in regards to South Africa's political landscape as we speak? We're looking at new developments, new political party formations. We've seen people jumping ship from one party to another, independent candidates also putting their hands up. What is this all amounting to as we edge closer to elections from your vantage point?
Yeah, I think on the whole, we need to appreciate what the Constitution says, that everyone has a right to establish a political party. I think that is Section 19 of the Constitution. But the challenge that we have at the moment is that we've got a plethora of political parties, and the political landscape is fragmented. Now, when you have a lot of political parties, especially in a setup like ours, that gives the ANC an upper hand, because it means that votes will be split. So that's the challenge that we have. Even though some of, according to my prediction, some of the diehard supporters of the ANC feel let down and might stay away from the polls. But still, I mean, I think it's not strategic to have a shopping list of political parties. But there is an interesting development, though, regarding the party that was launched last week on Sunday. I think that one is a different kettle of fish, because Roger Jaden is basically meant to be subsumed as the leader of the multi-party charter, and eventually he might be the embodiment of that front.
Right, so Prof, thank you for those comments. You actually did touch on the point that I wanted to explore later on regarding the fragmentation of the opposition and what that means for South Africa, and also the impact it's going to have on the ANC. So thank you for answering that in the first question. Perhaps as we look at the recent developments, so we saw obviously Change Starts Now, which was launched on Sunday by Roger Jardine, and you've alluded to him stepping in as a potential leader for the multi-party charter. We also now saw Mavuso Msimang, the deputy leader of, president rather, of the Veterans League for the ANC, withdrawing his resignation from the ANC. What are your comments on that? In the same breath, Carl Niehaus now jumping ship and closing shop with Arita, joining forces with the EFF.
Regarding that Mavuso, I must say that I'm taken aback by that one. I didn't see it coming. I mean, I think he's a very thoughtful person. I mean, when you make a call to walk out of a political party, it means that it's something that you have thought about very well. So I didn't, expect him to have a change of heart and go back to the ANC. But I understand why the ANC has reached out to him by twisting him, because I think they are anticipating that there might be an exodus of other senior members of the ANC. I mean, losing a person who has a political lifespan of 60 years is big deal. So no wonder the ANC took it upon itself to engage him in private. But I thought he was going to stick to his guns. But at the same time, I think, the damage is done, and what is done cannot be undone. Because there is an impression that is created that the ANC doesn't take the fight against corruption seriously. But I think, as I pointed out earlier on, by reaching out to him, they're trying to do damage control, so that the electorate doesn't hold the view that the ANC is complacent and doesn't take the fight against corruption seriously. Of course, as I pointed out, they want to prevent the exodus of senior members of the ANC. But I don't think that will do a lot of convincing to the voters that the ANC is serious to fight against corruption. I just think that the damage is done for me.
Okay.
I mean, I doubt very much if the ANC recover.
So, Prof, because now you've alluded to the damage already being done, I mean, in lieu of all these chess moves that are occurring in the political landscape as we speak, edging closer to elections, I mean, we need to explore the possibilities and the probabilities that are coming to the fore, given what the state of governance and governing is going to look like in South Africa, and really help us, understand what scenarios from your vantage point are unfolding. And, I mean, we've seen figures also being released. So you're obviously seeing the scramble, these chess moves happening rather intentionally.
No, for sure. I think the writing is on the wall. I'm sorry to say this, but the possibility that the ANC might lose power is really not far-fetched. I doubt very much if the ANC will get more than 50%. I think that is a mission impossible, given the fact that there's a slow pace of service delivery, given the fact that the economy is not doing well, given the fact that the disparities between the haves and have-nots have not been addressed the way they should have, given the fact that also the issue of power outage is still with us, given the fact that the levels of poverty are high. Against that background, I think a lot of die-hard supporters of the ANC, even the sympathizers of the ANC, they feel let down by the ANC. And some people who have been voting for the ANC over the past years, I think will stay away from the polls and not vote at all. So when you have a lower voter turnout, it will affect the ANC, because a lot of people who would have voted for the ANC will not vote. And that, from my standpoint, will create a scope for the ushering in of a power arrangement or a power sharing arrangement or a coalition formation. So I think a possibility of a coalition arrangement is really something that we cannot avoid as a country. And what might happen, there are two things that might happen. It's either the ANC will come into power through the back door by joining forces with the EFF, or we might see the multi-party charter coming into the picture.
Well, Prof, obviously this also then poses challenges and other opportunities. So we'll obviously have to monitor developments from here. And let's leave the conversation there for now. Thank you for your time with us on the SABC at this hour. Professor Ntsikelelo Breakfast, political analyst at the Nelson Mandela University, just weighing in on the formations of the new political parties and really what this means for South Africa's political landscape. We're edging closer to elections come 2024 and beyond.